everybody, it's Catherine from Created by Catherine, and welcome to all the lovely ladies that are joining me today for this this bit of a play with autumn leaves. So we're going to do two different things I'm going to do today. I'm going to laminate them, try laminating some leaves up, and also I'm going to do some embossing. Now, it doesn't matter whether you've got real leaves, where, you know, I've managed to get these from when we've been out taking Nelson for a walk. And if you also recall, I've got my, I've got the ones that we stamped last week. Was it last week or week before? I don't know. The weeks go so quick, don't they? So you can do this with faux ones as well if you want to. If you can't, you know, I know... Nola was saying their leaves haven't fallen yet because of the temperatures not being cold enough. So yeah, use whatever, use some cut out ones, use some leaves you cut out of magazines, that sort of thing. Now I'm going to use my laminator. I just want to mention this because it's brilliant. It's a few years old now, but it's Blue Smart. It's a 3-in-1. I think Joe bought it me for Christmas a couple of years ago, and the reason why it's 3-in-1 is it's got hot, well, it's 4-in-1 really. It's got hot and cold laminating. Now I don't know why people do cold laminating. I'm not really sure, to be honest, so if anybody knows that, let me know. I'm not sure. I always do it on hot. It's also got a cutter with 3 different blades on it, and then in the back underneath is a corner punch. So, you know, if you're just starting out and you're wanting something that's quite reasonably priced and it does all those things, then that's great. Now I've got some autumn leaves. I've already put them under the first pouch. Now you need to put the pouch in with the fold first, otherwise you can end up in a sticky mess, and I'm hoping these leaves don't fall out of place. They're already doing it now, look. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It's a bit dusty. You can't get into some of these things to dust. There we go. Oh, you see, you can't stop it once it's, you can't stop it.
Just let it go.
Once it's going. See, they do move. Let me hold on to the big leaves. We don't want them to move, do we? There's not much you could do about it, is it really? You could try and open it and then they'll all waft everywhere, knowing my luck. We're all quiet, aren't we? We're all quiet and holding our breaths. Can't remember where these laminate. I think I got these from the Range, actually, which is sort of a big store that sells all sorts here in the UK. And there's laminator pouches and laminator pouches. I think these are a bit on the cheap side, and go back to me getting what you pay for malarkey. And it's a bit wrinkled for my liking. Look, I've got the helping hand there at the end. Right, okay, thank you. See, that's, ouch, that's hot. Now, it's very crinkled, that. You know what, I'm going to try something. Let's turn it, I don't know if it'll cool off enough. Let's turn it onto cold and let it cool down a minute while we... See if that stops the wrinkling if you put in... It's alright if you're putting papers in it. Now then. It's okay, but I'm not... It could be better. It could be better. And can you see it's sort of not totally fused round. That's a nice one there, and that one. Anyway, that's cooling down now. We'll try another one with those in. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I think it's the quality. I think it's the quality of the... they seem quite thin, these. You know, when you get a box full for next to nothing. Yeah. Don't practice what I preach, do I? Get the best you can afford. Not that I can afford them, but... Right, I'm going to try. Let's see what it does if we use these cardboard leaves. Let's see how they turn out. And then we'll do another one when it's soon cools down actually. See, oh, one of them. Okay, we'll put a bit of honesty. This honesty's out the garden. Right, let's twizzle it round. So we've got the, otherwise you sometimes get in a right sticky mess and more crumpled if you don't. Oh! It's when you have to lift them up. You're all holding your breath again, aren't you? You're waiting to see me make the mistakes and then you don't have to, which is fine. Now let's see. Now if this looks better, we'll try it with some real leaves to see whether it's the cold press that's still feels pretty hot to me. I don't know. You can sing amongst yourselves. What shall we sing?
Silence is golden.
Is that it? Silence is golden. I could do that one. Silence is golden. David's tutting at me now. You see, what I thought as well with this is that these could be folded in half and make a good dashboard for the front of a journal, an autumn journal. That was my idea behind it, as well as having some little cutout things. But we'll see. It's what shall I do? Ouch, still hot that. Well, that's not bad. That's not quite as wrinkled, is it? Hope you can see that. We've taken the we're not doing such a close-up so that it because I know some of you couldn't see everything. Let me try this one again. I'm just going to put it through twice. Let's try this. Let's try this end first. I'm just going to give it another go, see if it straightens it out better on the cool one. Okay then, now look, I think that has gone through, so put that through twice and I think that's looking better. Now what I think with this, it's still hot, so I think it's the cold press is just the cooler of the two settings. I don't think it's cold as in freezer cold. I think it's just cooler. It's definitely cooler, and I think it hasn't, you know, certainly hasn't wrinkled as much. But then these cardboard leaves don't have as much resist, I don't think. Right, I'll move those out the way. Let's just do one more go then with some real leaves. When I can get into these things, aren't they a nightmare to get into?
Other end.
Is it other end? Oh, he's right. I can't do it that way. I have to put them in this way and swivel them round. Something to do with being right-handed, I reckon. Right, now I wanted to save one or two because I want to do a bit of an experiment with embossing. Now let's just try this. David suggested that, and it seems quite a good idea, just put a little bit of glue on, see if it sticks it in place so it doesn't move. Yeah, we can say it's good, this Scotch glue. It even sticks leaves. Sticks leaves down back on your tree. Right, beautiful, aren't they? Beautiful. I love to see all the colours. We haven't got any red ones though yet. round here, which right, let's put a couple of honesty in. Been drying the little pips come off there. That doesn't matter, does it? All adds to it. Right, let's swizzle round. I know I've not stuck the honesty in. Will you stop poking your hand in screen? Thank you, helping hand. Right, are we ready? So that's a good idea, actually, a good suggestion of David's, because the only things that are moving around are the honesty that I didn't stick. So that is a good tip. Got time to position that, haven't I? Excuse me, I always come to film and I end up having to keep clearing my throat. So I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're having a good week so far and being busy. And yeah, the collections of altered paper clips are about done. So those that have asked for a preview, that should be coming up today. Now I think this is working better with the cooler temperature. And sticking it in. I'm liking that. You'll be able to see it in a minute if you can't already. It'll be coming into view.
Round the mountain.
The problem, we haven't got autofocus on this old camera, so it's trying to judge the right thing depending on what I'm doing. So, oh yeah, hot. Yes, and that's better. Pleased with that. Now, I know it's still cooling, but my idea was, it depends on placement. You obviously, if you want to make it a dashboard, you're going to place it so that, you know, you've not got too much down there. But how fabulous would that look on a page? It's, I bet we have our page now I can use. Yes, yeah, we'll use this one. Yes, I'm liking that. I know this isn't autumn colours page, but yeah, if you wanted to use that as a front of your signatures, I think that would be ideal. So I think that's great. So I'm pleased with those. So I'm just going to turn this off now, and let's thank you. So there's the ones that we're laminating. Now, one of my ideas, certainly for the leaves that are cardboard stamp ones, I was wanting to cut them out and then punch through them and then put a little ring through them, or one of those little keychain things, and sort of have them on a little ring and see how they look. So I might have a go at that later. But I'm pleased with those, so yeah. So the cooler temperature, if you do have a choice, the cooler temperature is better. And I think that's a good idea. We can't see. It's only, you know, it's wet. It's not wet glue, is it? It's the glue stick's quite dry glue. So actually it's kept them in place really nicely. So I'm happy with that. So that's the first idea. I'm going to move my laminator up a bit. I'm wafting honesty everywhere. Right, okay, I'm back. Just needed to clear the laminator away and set up for the embossing. Right, okay, so I've been doing embossing for a long time because I used to make cards, and you know, I really enjoy doing it, but I haven't done it for ages. I haven't really incorporated it too much in my junk journaling, so I thought it was time to have a go again. And believe it or not, this Versamark stamp set is 12 years old and is still juicy. 12 years old. So you can use a coloured ink on your stamps if you're wanting to use stamps and things, and there's loads of videos out there. Most of the big crafters do videos with them. Now this is clear, because if you use the clear stamp, if you're wanting a clear image, so all you can see, for example, is the clarity of the leaf, but with embossing on it, shining or thick embossing on it to give it a tile effect, then it doesn't change the coloration of things. Whereas if you use a coloured one, it does affect. You might want that effect. But we're not doing that today. We're using a clear Versamark. Now I've got loads of little pots of stuff still. Paper Mania holographic. This is a lovely gold one, and I've recently, because everybody seems to be raving about the ultra thick clear embossing powder by Ranger, so I've sent for some. It isn't exactly cheap, let me tell you. So we shall use it sparingly. Right, okay. So I've got everything. I've got my little melty mat. I mean, for years I didn't have that. I just used to put plenty of, I used to use my, I've got a glass cutting mat in the kitchen. You know, heat resistant glass. And I used to always do it on that. Or I used to do it on a, you know, a thick chopping board. So I didn't always have this, but this was going cheap somewhere. Was it at the Range or something? Do Crafts it is. I've had this for years, but again, you can easily just use bits of paper. Right, my chopstick I've had years. It's a very good holdy downy tool. Right, let's see now. So I'm going to get plenty on. Get plenty on this leaf, and then I'm going to pour some of this thick embossing, and it sticks. You see, it sticks then. And I'm just going to move that out of the way because we don't want it heating. Right, put it on our heat mat. Chopstick holdy tool at the rescue. Off we go. Oh, that's it, don't do that. Don't have your leaves nearby. You see it's starting to go now. Now the other thing to remember is that I use the VersaFine stamping ink on this, so it may smudge. So you don't get any smudge, you really need to use the permanent. What's the permanent one? Can't think of its name now. It'll come to me. Okay, so you can see that, and it's still a little bit pitted, so that just means that there isn't, you know, you need extra layers on that. So I'm just going to dip that back in. I've got my trusty tweezers. Okay, and I'll fast forward it now while I do it. So that's better. Just a little bit over here, if you can see where it's pitted, but that's much smoother at that end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this time, not just keep dipping in. I'm back to pouring. Tip the excess off. Back on there. I'm back with my pokey tool, and I'll come back when it's dry. Okay. So, yeah, happy with that. Yeah, I'll obviously do the backs when that's cool. Now, what I quickly want to try, I've never done it with real props before, real leaves. I'm going to see if we can do it with a real leaf. So get the fire bucket ready. Plenty of, yeah, I'm just going to put all my back in so I can pour it on. I'm just going to pour it let's knock the excess off. Okay, right guys, da 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 da. Okay, I'll just start it and okay. Wow, that has gone lovely, hasn't it? Just be extra careful because it was started to smell a bit burny leafy. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Now it's crinkling up the edges. An actual fact, you could imagine that as a brooch. I think if you put, with it being the extra thick embossing, you know, I'm not into making brooches, jewellery and things, but how beautiful would that be? You know, if you put some card on the back, a little bit of card felt, and then some, I've got some pins, because that is just like it's enamelled. Doesn't look real, does it? Beautiful that is. Just look at that. I know it's curled up a bit there, but I mean I could have held it down better if I'd have wanted it flatter. Could flatten it a bit. Well, I'm really pleased with that. So that, I'm just going to try one more. Wonder what the honesty will be like. Right, let's try the honesty. It probably disintegrate on me in this stamp pad. It's very fine, isn't it, honesty? It's
I don't honesty know.
oh crikey, have you heard him? David, he has actually, it's he's got this wacky sense of humour. Oh, I think I found a new favourite toy. New favourite thing to do. How gorgeous is that? It's not quite cool yet. Right, just let me try the other side. So the possibilities really are, let me knock a bit more off. The possibilities are endless, aren't they? It turns really quickly as well. Right, okay. Oh! Oh! Dude!
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite strong. I'm quite surprised how strong that is. Even though it's stuck a bit because it got too much excess stuff on it, really. Look, on my mat. So make sure you get plenty off. Right then, guys. We'll just do the back of this leaf, and then I'll come back when we do wrap up tomorrow. I'll show you what different things I've made with them. So I've just done both sides. You have to be a bit careful because it reactivates the back because it's quite thin. So you have to be a bit careful with that. But you can see it's a little bit pitted. You may well want a little bit more on there. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So we've got, so it very carefully, and just keep wafting it on the real thing. The honesty, although that ripped a bit because it reactivated, I think. Yeah, all in all, I think they are, I'm really pleased with those. So have a go at that. So that's two ideas for us to use our leaves. Have a play with those, see what things you come up with. Don't forget to, if you show me on Instagram, I am Catherine_Pinkett, P-I-N-K-E-T-T, Pinkett, like Jada Pinkett. And yeah, see what we all do tomorrow. Bring all your crafting goodies along to wrap up tomorrow. And thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, or tell all your friends, because I've come to a little bit of a standstill now with subscribers. I think I've had one this week, so yeah, I'll be grateful if you sort of spread the word about if you're enjoying what I'm doing. And yeah, see you on the couch tomorrow for Friday wrap up. Bye for now.